Sprinkles of pixel dust. Welcome to Splitting Wires. I'm your host, Austin, and this is my counterpart and co-host, James of Z. How you doing, James?
Howdy ho, neighborino.
As you can see, I'm talking to a TV right now with my brother right behind it.
Call me Wilson.
gotta have your hat. You're gonna go like, oh no, Tim. I don't know you can do that. Right now I'm running on coal. Anyway, we're here to talk about Banjo Kazooie and Mario 64. We're going to be talking about the difference between them and which one's the better game. This is Mario 64 versus Banjo and Kazooie. Let's take it away, James. What should we start out first? You want to talk about the music?
Yeah. Well, we got a whole list of things that we could kind of compare them on. I think that let's first start off with
Koji Kondo
first impressions.
Koji Kondo versus Grant Kirkhope. All of these music tracks are going to be based on Grant Kirkhope and Koji Kondo's work. So let's compare them here. Before we get started on looking at these videos, I want to make one thing clear.
Right. What is that one thing?
That one thing clear is that music is always subjective. Remember that. All of our opinions here are always subjective. We're only one side of a coin. We always want to hear another side of that coin. That's why we're called splitting wires. We are only one part of that wire, James. Remember that.
In fact, I think that's why Austin founded this channel. He told me he's looking for it to be a discussion channel, like a talk show kind of channel. Maybe have a couple skits here and there, but really it's just trying to form a larger discussion. Austin, wants to be as much of a subject matter expert as he can, but he also recognizes that there are a lot of subject matter experts out there, and we only all can know so much. But through conversation and through talking and through discussion and through
good looks,
and we could just have a little fun and figure some things out along the way.
Right? All right then. So for that out of the way, let's get started on this discussion of Banjo Kazooie versus Mario 64. And we're going to start with the music. We're going to start off with Mario 64's music. I want to start. First thing we need to understand.
I was going to say, how about we start off with the first impressions? What was your first impression of the game? I'll start with Banjo Kazooie. For me, I didn't even know what it was, but I looked at it, I'm like, this looks weird.
Its presentation was odd.
It's so odd. It was a bear and a bird.
Everything had eyes. Everything had eyes.
And you wanted it. You're like, for some reason, I really want to play this game. I don't know why. He's got a bird and a backpack, which means he could probably fly.
The art style was very appealing.
So immediately,
invited you to
play.
He's got
probably some schematic of flying, though.
Banjo was
pick that up from the.
He's a strong bear with a bird on his back. What kind of combo? What was Rare smoking when they thought of Banjo Kazooie?
It was a great concept though, because it was something you wanted to play.
And I don't know, a Breagle? I think that's what Kazooie is.
The strength of a bear and the flight of a bird. Here's a video game it solved the puzzles. And in fact, they collect puzzle pieces.
They do collect puzzle pieces. Now I think about it.
Right.
But for Mario,
Mario Party.
Not Mario Party.
Well,
Mario 64.
Tell me your first impression
of Banjo. Well, the first time I played it was when you played it in front of all of us, and I watched in the background. And when I'm watching, I'm wondering, hey, this looks like it has a lot of things you could do compared to Mario 64. You could fly more easily because Mario was limited. But I can't talk about it. Just what I can say is that it looked like it gave you more options. Mm-hmm. That was its presentation. It looked more refined. It was Mario 64, but looked more refined. That was my first impressions of, with a sense of humor.
I have a question. What years did they come out?
1998 and 1960 and 1996.
So 1998 was for Banjo?
So it was a 2-year difference between the games.
So Banjo was newer?
Banjo was newer, correct.
Wow, so they were able to build on the success, probably, of what
Mario 64 is what started the collectathon genre by doing missions, like collecting stars, in this case collecting jigsaw puzzles. And the difference of their presentation was Mario 64 started with, "Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool."
First impression, yeah.
Bring the castle, you start playing. You could do anything you want Mario 64 from that point on. Banjo Kazooie was kind of a big cutscene. It takes a while for Banjo Kazooie to start because you have to start in Spiral Mountain, and you have two options. You either have to gain all your moves immediately from bottles, or go through the hoops of learning the game from outside of Spiral Mountain, then start playing the game for real.
Well, there's a reason they probably needed more cutscenes. It's probably because, think about this, Banjo Kazooie was the first iteration of that game, which means it's establishing the lore. Everything that you know about Banjo Kazooie started there. So basically, while Mario already had a compendium of of lore to draw from, where you didn't need so much video to draw from, even though they did offer you some minimal video, minimal cutscenes. But so maybe you needed more cutscenes with Banjo-Kazooie. Also, you had more time to develop those. But let's say first impressions for Mario, where it was, it's a Mario game, can't wait to play, and it looks
pick it up and go
in a 3D world, and it looks like you could in a free world. Both of these games offered like a free roam aspect to their gameplay, which was so fun and so refreshing at the time because it was very new. And that also showed up at another game, Diddy Kong Racing, which we could talk about.
We're going to talk about another time. That's another box of worms, can of worms, capsule worms, jar of worms.
Pandora's box.
Pandora's box with worms in it.
No, with a more accurate.
All right, but now we got the presentation out of the way. We got to talk about the music. Grant Kirkhope versus Koji Kondo. Who made the better music?
Well, we have some tracks. We're still digging into the first impressions of it. Really,
I feel like I don't want to dig too much into the first impression because let's going to do more.
Because then we're
going to go graphics, missions, gameplay, speed. I want to talk.
Well, here's the thing: when you're greeted with Banjo-Kazooie, you're like, "What are these controls? What do I got to do? What can this guy do?" You had no idea what this character was capable of. Remember that?
Yeah.
And so you're walking in, and so you got to start. And then they teach you the game. But in Mario, you already knew.
He knew he could jump. He was an acrobatic master.
And he could throw fireballs.
But he didn't have fireballs.
Did we ever get fireballs?
Mario 64 did not have fireballs.
No, it did not. But that's what you knew about him.
All Mario had was punching and jumping.
And that's the thing that you never had before. Was the punching and the kicking, which is a new thing. The ground pound was nice.
Mm-hmm.
And so, walking the first few minutes of playing both of those games, though, was, wow, what an incredible world that we have before us.
Anything else you want to say in their first impressions?
On to the next.
I really want to get onto this music.
I'm sorry.
I am so itchy for this music right now. I can't even scratch it.
All right, well, that's the meat. I feel like this is the meat in the
meat and potatoes. This is the more important thing right now. It's more important to me than the first impression because first impressions mean nothing when the meat tastes much better than the frosting.
So what is the question?
You're a fool if you haven't put frosting on your meat yet, folks.
So what's the question? What is the better soundtrack?
Here's the thing. I have to go with Banjo 64 on this one.
I have to go with Mario.
Now, want to go through the music?
Yeah, let's go through the music. Because they are both
here.
It could be chalked up as a draw. I could definitely give you that because I think that they're both immense soundtracks. Not as good as Legend of Zelda level, Ocarina of Time, but definitely quality, amazing soundtracks.
All right, let's start with the overworld. In Mario, he had to travel through Princess Peach's castle. In Banjo and Kazooie had to travel through Gruntilda's lair. Let's start off with Princess Peach's castle.
Oh my gosh. Where's the speaker?
Behind here. It's so mysterious. It's like, this place is
also joyful.
It's peaceful. It feels like I'm in an art museum too.
Yes, an art museum.
And you're trying to go through paintings.
Definitely feels like an art museum.
And then it goes to this part.
Oh my gosh, this travels.
It's just like, wow, it's peaceful.
It's so deep.
It's deep. That's what it feels like. Is this just a minute of music and it repeats itself over and over? It's just a minute though. But it's so deep and I can listen to this for hours.
If it was ice cream, you could eat it all day.
And it would get sick, but it would be worth it. The diarrhea would be worth it.
But listen to this movement. And then it restarts. And
that's
honest. But it's so good.
Now, here's the thing. One thing that I can give you credit for Mario 64's music, it has more... Banjo-Kazooie's music probably fits more with the scenery.
Yeah.
Mario's music probably fits more with the atmosphere.
Mario's music is more... It's like...
It's
epic.
Mystic.
It's epic.
It feels mystic. It feels like it's something you can't touch.
While I feel like Banjo-Kazooie's is more atmospheric.
In your face
atmosphere. Where like you feel a lot more of the intangibles of whatever level you're on in that music maybe. I think you feel a lot more of that in the Banjo-Kazooie than you do in the Mario. But the Mario music is still... It's It's epic.
Now let's compare Princess Peach's Castle to Gruntilda's Lair. Remember,
Is this one of the first songs?
This is the I'm comparing the overworlds. Let's see. What is the theme of Gruntilda? You hear the laugh?
Hold this right here for a second.
It feels like a theme song to Gruntilda.
It is a theme song.
It is a theme song to Gruntilda. And the bassoon! God, what is that music? The echoing xylophone.
You talked about mystery and adventure in the other one. This is mystery.
This
Look
is
at how much
mystery.
it's going through all sorts of different instruments, and just traveling and just saying, look at these. It's almost like hinting at all future levels.
Yeah. Another thing about this music, it's kind of, when you're a kid, this was almost borderline scary.
There's some scary music in this.
And when it gets scary when it wants to, it'll get scary right now. Wait for it.
Creepy.
It's the triangle. You're like, I'm in a witch's lair. And with the creepy monsters on it, they're out to get me.
It's foreboding. It hints of the levels to come.
That Gruntilda is this evil witch who has this power.
I can't believe it's still going. It's a much longer.
It's a longer song. It has more atmosphere. It probably has more. That's why I feel like this is why I feel like Banjo has a better soundtrack than Mario, because it has more power to it. And like this is probably more
breath.
It has more breath to it. Yes. And the laugh.
And then that's the other part of the mystery, because she's like there.
She's always there. She's always there. She's waiting for you. And she taunts Banjo too.
Oh yeah.
She taunts the bear and bird.
Classic. Okay, so let's move on to another comparative song.
All right, let's talk about. I want to talk about the respective water level. I want to talk about the respective.
Okay, well for me, Mario's water level takes the cake.
We'll see about the Dire Docks.
Is competitive as heck. This is
tranquility.
This is Mario.
If it wasn't for this track, the water levels would not be fun.
Dire Docks.
Because it makes you feel like you have to take it slow. You have to enjoy the atmosphere as it is. So the thing about water platforming in water games is that it slows everything down. It limits your movement. But while you're in Dire Docks and you're hearing this theme, you feel like, well, yeah, it is slow. It's water. You have to go with the flow.
It is slow. And it's okay.
It's okay to be slow. You can enjoy it for what it is. Like, wow, look at
the music is so tranquil, like you said, just serenity, peaceful.
One thing I like about this soundtrack, it keeps going and it increases its volume. You'll listen to it a little bit later. Listen very closely after this verse.
What's interesting about this level also is, from a gameplay perspective, is that it's not as dangerous as any of the other levels in the game. Where
it's not. You drown, but that's not a big issue.
The only danger you are going to get in here is a danger you put yourself into, really, in this particular level.
I agree.
Whereas in other levels, there's a lot more danger and you feel a lot more fear. Oh, you got to watch out.
You
feel a lot more attacked.
You can't fall in this level.
You feel a lot more attacked.
You can't die from falling.
But the eel just comes out and just swims in a set pattern. You know, he's not swimming after you.
No, he's not. You have to catch him. He's not going after you.
He's not going after you.
There's nothing out to kill you besides falling rubble. Now listen.
So it's a lot more peaceful in that way. So you're not being attacked.
So you hear how music is increasing?
You get to interact a lot more. In fact, you're just opening chests and getting air.
Chests.
And take a breath and.
That's okay to be slow.
Grab that chest and grab that star.
It's okay to be slow. Now compared to Banjo Kazooie's water level, this is Dire Docks is like the third level. Treasure Trove Cove is the second one, so I guess they can be comparable. So let's compare Treasure. This is the exact freaking opposite.
Pacey? Oh yeah. This is
adventure. This is adventure on an island. That's what it sounds like. You're not here to relax. You're here to go run and explore. This is the exact opposite of Dire Docks.
Sounds like inspiration for Super Mario Sunshine.
And you feel like you're a captain. You're going on the seven seas.
Feel like you're in the Caribbean. Or on a pirate ship.
There is a pirate ship in the level, though.
Arr.
Arr, arr, arr. Arr, 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 arr.
Deeper.
Like, the problem with the comparison is like they're both water themed, yes, but they have different things. Mario was taking it slow with the water level, but Banjo, it was open in this level because you had to fly, you had to use the jump pads to get around the level. So I think that's what the theme was going for. It's like you had to explore, you had a lot of adventure, go around, roam this entire island, find treasure, find jiggies. That's what it was going for.
What's interesting is like the music almost leads you to where you gotta go. It's like the flute was hints of flying.
Yeah!
And then there's like the pirate ship where he's like, yeah, check out the pirate ship. Then you gotta go to the other
Oh,
spot.
the Sun England weather.
This is the same song.
It repeats itself, but it changes.
But it's different. It's different.
Jump on
That's an incredibly
boxes,
long song.
jumping through the
It's still going.
jumping forwards, all through the, going on
weird.
boxes, going on the jump ship,
Wow.
wishy-washy, banjo, joke.
Jeez, that's so good.
And the song repeats itself.
That's really good.
So that is a difference.
That is really good,
Both
too.
are powerful
Those
themes.
if those songs are going head to head, I call a stalemate.
It's a stalemate
That's a stalemate.
because you have to remember they're both going for two different things, so I can't really say which
Play a
one's
third song.
stronger.
Let's play a third song.
Let's compare a song.
Let's go to the next third song.
Okay, let's talk about
There's another good Mario song. That we
Oh,
got.
here's a good. I have a good thing to compare, but not Cool
so
Cool
many good
Mountain and
Mario
Freezy Freezy Peak.
Oh man. Oh, this is a race. Oh, this is Freeze Easy.
This is Freezy Freezy Peak.
Oh, this is great.
But it's the same theme as Slider with a more Christmas winter tone to it.
It's Christmas.
It's a sleigh bells you hear in the background. That's the thing I find this Cool Cool Mountains theme feels a little generic.
It definitely feels like sledding. I feel sledding here.
It has a lot of motion towards it.
It's like cold weather music, for sure.
There's Nate.
Don't quit on it. Keep going.
All right.
Turn. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's a good tune.
It's a good tune, but I feel like it's not as strong as the rest of the soundtrack in Mario 64. I would say this is the weakest soundtrack, the weakest music in Mario 64.
This song?
I would say Cool Cool Mountain.
If this is the worst, if this is the worst song, then they could do. You could do a lot worse than this. This is an amazing tune still, but it's just not. Maybe. Oh, it's kind of backgroundy. You could kind of not pay attention to it a little.
And it just repeats itself.
Yeah, I can see how you could kind of. It's not.
But
as
compare
ambient.
that to Freezy Peak from Banjo Kazooie. This is why I think this is the better, in my opinion.
Oh my gosh! It already feels like you're flying down a mountain.
Joy and riding
You got
down
the
a
Grinch
mountain.
on your back. He's on here. He's got his mush.
Mush. There's snowing, be bitch.
And we're like, gosh, we gotta go.
The fucking Grinch is
Grinch is after us. All we did was ding dong ditch him.
This feels like I'm in Harry Potter too, by the way. Do you feel like going down in Hogwarts with this name on?
Hold on. Yeah.
The horn.
See, also, I feel like this is a little middling.
My
It's a
middle.
little- Ooh, whoa. Time out. Okay, it's back. Wow. Okay, you want to fly? You want to travel this
And you
one?
can fly in this one too. You can fly in this.
Okay, this makes you feel like you want presents.
And you get presents.
You want presents.
And everything that he
This
just
is
said,
better.
everything he just said happens in this level.
What?
You find presents. You go to a Christmas tree. You race down a mountain with the walls going down a mountain. You do all of that crap.
It just sounds like
This
it. Wow.
song represents what you're doing in Freeze's
That's
EP.
incredible.
That's why it's such a powerful.
This one wins. This one wins. So this one wins. This is the first win for I'll give to Banjo. Go to a fourth song. Let's go to a fourth song.
All right, let me do another. Let's see if I can get another comparison to.
'Cause we need-
Oh, okay. Another comparison. Fire. Oh, God.
There's a fire level.
Lethal
there's a
Lava
tick-
Land
there's a-
versus
there's a-
Gobi Desert would be lethal. I got to do it.
There's some creepy. There's a
Lethal Lava Land versus Gobi Desert.
yeah, Lethal Lava Land, Gobi Desert. Yep.
This is really basic, but it works really well in my opinion. It makes you feel like this is hot.
Oh, you feel scorched.
I feel the heat coming from the song.
This is Mario. Oh, you also feel, this feels like Middle East. You feel Egypt.
Yep. And you're in a volcano and you're listening to it. You're like,
You feel like Ravi Shankar's in the next room.
Ravi Shankar's.
With his sitar. He's got this Indian feng shui going on too.
And you hear the little music in the background.
Some mysterious.
Like there's life in here somehow. There's still life in this little song here.
There's like concubines around in this level.
That's why it works. I feel like I get it. I completely get it. You're jumping through fire hoops. You're jumping through the sand. You're in the middle of pure flame and dryness.
I feel like there's bazaars and there's trades and there's markets in this level. I feel like this level could be transported over to a Zelda. Like if you're in a village.
Yes. Anyway,
It just feels like market. I feel like I could trade here. I feel safe.
All right, and then let's compare this one to Gobi.
But I also feel mystery.
Gobi's
intrigue.
Valley. Gobi's Valley is great. Mystery?
So what is this?
The desert level.
So this is desert level in Banjo. So the previous thing was
But this
Mario.
one has an Egyptian theme going on.
So previous song was Mario. This is now Banjo.
Mm-hmm.
This is great. This feels like camels.
There's camels in it.
I feel like I'm riding on a camel.
You have Egyptian themes in there.
Yep.
Sand, water.
Turbans.
There is actually a guy in the turban in there.
I have played the game, so maybe I'm just getting nostalgia and just ideas from the songs, but definitely I just feel it, Sun. Piles of sand. Is it a snake?
There's a snake in this level.
Wow.
You love that.
I feel like a horse race would be nice. It's a race. Racing. Little Zelda clip clopping in there.
This song kind of repeats itself too.
This one is
I feel like the song repeats itself.
I feel like that's a push almost for both. They both are
they both get the job done for what they're doing.
They really do.
My biggest problem with Gobi's Eyes, I feel like it repeats itself more than it has to, in my opinion.
But
for Lethal Lava Land, I feel like it gets the job done. Like there's more going on in Lethal Lava Land.
You know what? Mario Lava Land wins.
I agree. I think Lava Land.
So that switched back.
I think Lava Land wins this one. I love Gobi's Valley. But I actually feel like Lethal Lava Land is more iconic than Gobi's Valley.
Let's pull up another one. This is some great comparisons.
Because they have good comparison. Bomb on Battlefield versus Mumble Mountain.
Oh my gosh, you got to do that. Bomb on Battlefield. Good luck, Banjo, competing with this.
It feels like swing music.
It feels like playing.
It feels like play.
It feels like playing.
Oh.
Careful clapping. You don't want to slam the microphone.
No, I want to make their ears bleed.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I feel like this hints at what's coming, but then it gets good. Oh, yeah. Now you know. It's like, yep. We were just teasing you before. We're here. You're in the Mario world now. See that mushroom?
It feels like being lazy but having fun.
Yes.
That's what I get.
It's leisurely.
Because it's leisurely. It's the first level.
And
so
fun.
Make it easy.
Chain chomp.
Bombs. Wing cap.
The bomb guy on the top.
Body rush.
Crown.
Powerful order. Order blocking. So makes another son. That's just
great. That's
and
classic.
Now, Mumbo's Mountain. Let's compare it to the first level, Mumbo's Mountain. And honestly, Mumbo's Mountain might be... I love Mumbo's Mountain, but I think it just does not compare to Mario 64.
Okay, this is great. Oh my gosh.
It feels silly. It has that silly vibe to it.
Great too. This is stupendous. You just play.
You're looking around.
It feels like you're walking on a log. You're just like walking on along. Don't along.
And it feels like you're working on the farm.
What are you working on? What farm do you work at?
Oh, ones that have
moves like that.
So you work on a farm like that with the little hair over
I
your
don't know what you're doing. This is fun. This is very fun.
But I would say Mario wins this one.
Oh, this is hard. This one's really hard.
It's hard, but I really feel like Mario wins in this one. There's a lot going on, but I feel like the atmosphere from Mumbo's Field is much better than that of Mumbo's Mountain.
We're gonna ask you, the viewers. What do you guys?
What is it, Mumbo's Mountain or for me? I think it's Mumbo Battlefield.
Well, of course. What do they think on any one of these? We're certainly interested to hear.
I want to hear all. What is your favorite?
What's your favorite of these songs that we've picked so far? Who gets it so far? Mario or Banjo? This one, I can see you going Banjo or Mario. Either way. Look at this. This is totally different. This is still.
It's the same song.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
It's varied.
This travels a bit more than Mario. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot more work.
There's a lot more work. However, we got to understand the work in Mario 64's Banjo Battlefield is just as experience.
It's less experience.
I would say that maybe they're equal, but I still have to go with Mario 64 on this.
All right, I'll allow it. So we'll say Mario 64, but I feel like that one's really close, and you could chalk that up. I feel like that's almost like a draw. That is so good.
Okay.
There's also, so many other good songs. I feel like you gotta compare.
We compared a lot
of them. That's 6, but it's so hard to compare. That's how good these soundtracks are.
Okay, here.
That is a testament to how good these soundtracks are. That it's like it's
still
really
powerful.
hard. It's hard to parse these guys out unless we're really gonna dig into this.
Should we go one more?
Oh sure.
All right, one more.
Oh, you got something really good pulled up.
There's one more comparison I would like to do.
There's gotta be another good Mario one out there. Just type in best N64 Super Mario song.
I need to find Boo's Hut.
I don't know if Boo's Hut's one of the best ones.
Was it Mario 64 Boo?
But
Boo's Mansion, is it Boo's Mansion?
Yeah, well, it should be.
Here it is, Haunted Mansion. Here, okay, for the haunted theme. This is scary.
Oh, this is frightening. This feels like you're in Doom. Duke Nukem? No, you're in Doom for sure.
Okay, guys, who remembers the piano?
Mom walks into this. What is this? I didn't buy GoldenEye.
Who remembers the piano? That thing is evil and from hell. That's what made it scary. Yeah, this seems kind of scary too, because a lot of things will go wrong.
Oh, this is frightening.
I think it's kind of frightening.
I'm not liking this one.
It's kind of frightening, but I don't like it.
You got the Halloween level pulled up for?
Yes, I do. I want to compare. I'm comparing the songs that are probably the same.
I don't want to stay in this level. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I definitely how it sounds, but I feel like Mad Monster Mansion's theme sounds like triumphant. Like you have to conquer the fear. This one is you are always scared.
This is like there's mummies, there's ghosts, there's scary stuff around the corner.
After you, there's something always behind you to kill you.
And even when you think you solved it, there's still more. That's how deep it is. It's like demonic.
You have to explore. Like the one thing I like about the mansion level is that there's a lot. You have to explore this place in order to solve it. Like it actually
get off this one. Let's move on to the next one.
You don't like it?
No, it's not a good one.
This one, I think, has a lot more going on.
We got to say though, Mario it definitely accomplished what it had probably wanted to accomplish.
It got what it wanted.
That's a creepy spider level.
Mad Monster Mansion. It wasn't. I feel like Mad Monster Mansion wasn't trying to be scary. I think it was trying to be Halloween themed and having fun with the Halloween theme. That's what I get out of it. It sounds depressing at first.
Frightening.
Not frightening, but just a little scared.
Trick or treat.
But then.
It's a frog.
I didn't notice there was a... Now it gets a little scary. You have to go through the cemetery. You hear the wolf.
It's definitely like you're running through a cemetery.
Mm-hmm. You have to go across it.
It does feel like you got a weapon though.
It does feel like.
It does feel like you got a weapon. It feels like you got something with you. You're not exactly. You are in danger.
In bushes.
But you got a chance.
In a bush maze. You're in a maze now. Doing twists and turns. Making sure.
Werewolf.
Yeah, werewolves, ghosts around you.
That's with him. Do not feed the animals.
Wait, what? Dude. That triangle is so good.
Oh, this is a lot more listenable, enjoyable.
Yes,
Chew on. You could chew on this and listen to it.
You can chew on this. My favorite part.
The Count has just walked in.
And it gets more intense. You hear the alien music in the background.
You got the Phantom of the Opera playing his little organ.
And it gets more tranquil. Like, okay, you made through the worst of it, but there's still more to come.
Still ghosts.
Still ghosts. You gotta take it easy.
Watch out for the shrieking ghoul. God, I love that flute. Feels like you're walking on a table.
A table? What kind of table are you walking on?
You're walking on a table right now. I believe you are walking onto the table in the level.
There is a level you do walk on the table. And it feels triumphant, like you just conquered the darkness.
Yeah, definitely. Not terrifying. Scary.
And just
conquerable.
Continue. So that song is too...
That one wins.
Definitely wins. There was a lot more to chew in Mad Monster Mansion.
There's more Mario songs
too. A lot more to chew.
Seriously, there are more Mario songs, and there are probably more Banjo songs. This is a hard battle.
I would say Mario and Banjo soundtracks are about dead even with their sand.
It's a draw.
They both have great soundtracks. Yes, Banjo has more variety, but I feel like Mario has a lot of the Mario themes are still a good and solid.
Yeah,
they're all good, solid tunes.
I feel like we could go through here. You could comments below. You could probably put a 5 more songs.
The best track of Treasure Trove Cove against the best track in Mario 64, which is Dire Dire Docks, I would have to say it's a draw.
It's a draw.
It's a draw. The best two tracks counter each other.
That's true. And then look how deep of a stable they got of hits.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's more apples to pick that we just haven't even gotten to.
Yep. Well, I would say...
Let's move on from that. That was a draw.
Mario 64 and Banjo Kazooie, for music, we're going to give that one a draw.
I did not see that going in. I actually thought the Mario music soundtrack was going to win that one.
I was thinking Banjo would, but you know what? I can
agree. And then we're both like, you know.
They both have their strengths and weaknesses.
But what do you guys think in the comments below?
Talk about your comments below. What do you think had the better soundtrack? What's your favorite soundtrack in each game? Now, do you think we should stop here and move on to the next part? All right, we'll stop here for now. We'll move on to the next parts of Banjo vs. Kazooie, all right? Thank you very much. We'll see you next video. Ta-ta, ladies and gents.